Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tell Your Story live writing sprints. I'm kind of starting almost on time by like 2 minutes. I don't know if you can hear that. The sirens going on in the background is like perfect freaking timing. Anyway, um, I hope you've all been having a good week. It's almost a long weekend. I actually get Monday off of work, so that's great. Um, And if anybody's new here, which means if anybody's watching, they're probably new. What we're gonna do is in a few minutes, we're gonna start. I'm gonna set a timer for 20 minutes, and I should probably, and I forgot to add that. I don't know if I can do it while I'm, yeah, I can. Okay. I'm back. Okay. So we're gonna do set aside 20 minutes so you can work on whatever you like to work on. If you want to write, go through emails, do some research, whatever that this time is for you. And then we'll come back and if anybody's here, you can tell me what you're working on, how you're doing, where you're from, and I'll put the chats on. And I'll do Gen X trivia during that break, and then we'll hop back in for another 20-minute sprint, and then we'll come back and wrap things up. So that's what we'll be doing today. That's on the agenda. And figure have a little fun here. We'll do like a top five. So this will be, let me see, what am I gonna do? All right, we're gonna do top five lies writers tell themselves. And I'm guilty of this. Let's see. Number one, number one lie that you tell yourself, I'll remember this idea later. That never happens. Like I'll think of something and then I won't write it down. And then, a little bit later in the day, it's like, oh, I forgot what that was. Let's see. Number two, I'll just check one thing online. And if you're writing and then you decide to go online to maybe research something, then you end up going down a rabbit hole and you can like find out the entire history of like the Warwick Mall or something like that. But you go down all these crazy rabbit holes and you definitely can't do that here because the next thing you know, in 20 minutes will be up. So that's so easy to do. Let's see. Number three lie that writers tell themselves. This draft only needs minor edits. And I'm in the process of editing my book now. And I'm on a chapter of, I didn't think I was gonna have to edit too much. And no, it's like 2 or 3 weeks later, I'm still on that chapter, figuring things out. So we'll see what happens. Um, I would like to be done with this today, so we'll see. And see, number four lie writers tell themselves, I work better under pressure. Do we though? You might like to think that, but you know, training your body to be like a caffeinated raccoon, that's not really healthy. So yeah, you might get things done, but be better if you did it ahead of schedule. And then the number five lie is I'm almost done. I was saying that I was almost done with my first draft for like 3 years. So and it kind of reminds me of when I'm doing marathons. And you people hold up the sign, say, "You're almost there," but you still have, like, 20 miles to go, so so, yeah, I figure have a little bit of fun with that. Hi. Ooh, we have somebody online. Thank you. How you doing? Where you from? This is, yeah, I'm excited, having a good day today, good, creative day, and I'm hoping to get a big chunk of my editing done of my Journey the Roadrunner book. I'm working on the first draft. I'm a few chapters in the edit, so we'll see how that goes. And we'll probably head into our first sprint in a second. Now that I finally got this set up. All right, we'll see. All right, so we'll set the timer for 20 minutes and good luck everybody. And feel free to hop in the chats anytime. Tell me how you doing, where you're from, what you're working on, and I'll see you on the flip side. Uh-oh, the time is up. That went by fast. Ooh. So how did everybody do? Hope you had some good luck. I did pretty well. I edited a section and just like last week I was editing something that was taking a mental toll on me, and tonight, I'm doing the same thing. Last week it was about my seasonal depression that I didn't know I had at the time when I was in high school. And now tonight I was writing about one of my races. I was kind of a middle of the pack runner, and but there was one race, an indoor track, that I almost won. I had the lead up until the last second, and then somebody passed me, and it turned out to be a teammate of mine. So it was so frustrating, but I did end up winning a race later on in the season, so I'm gonna go edit that part next. So all right. Yep, it did go by fast. So thank you for commenting. And yep. Oh, yep. Sounds like we did about the same. And got yep. I got one paragraph done too, and I didn't get on the second one yet. I finished just in time, so I'll get on the second one next. And yeah, it's exciting. I can't wait to be done with this. And oh, I don't have my book with me, but just last week or two, I'm part of an anthology called Born to Risk that just got published. We're having a book launch on August 15th in Virginia Beach, but we got the physical copies already. So it's exciting to see my story in print for the first time. So very excited about that. And and then I'll be having another anthology coming out in October, the beginning of October, October 2nd, and we'll see how my Journey of the Roadrunner book goes that I'm editing now. I'm gonna search for agents and take it from there. I'm oh, thank you. I'm if people aren't familiar, I'm on a journey to run a race in all 50 states, so I'm writing 5-book memoir series covering 10 states in each book. I've done 13 states right now, so I have enough for the first book. So I have the first draft done. Now I'm editing. So yep. So this first book, it's how I got into running, and so and then I'm gonna hit the 10 states. There's gonna be 2 sprints. There's gonna be one more sprints after this. Let's see. All right, and then as usual, do my little Gen X trivia. Which one will I go with today? Okay. What TV show featured a young Fred Savage growing up in the 60s? So I didn't watch that show every week. I did see it once in a while. I wasn't like a loyal watcher of that, but it was very popular. So yeah, I'm this is such a great year creatively, and I'm going to be running a marathon again. I never thought I'd do that again, but here we are, September 27th in New Hampshire. That'll be state number 14. So I jumped from 5Ks to marathons now, apparently, but we'll see how that goes. Um, all right, and then we'll do the answer, and then we'll hop into our second and final writing sprint. The TV show that featured a young Fred Savage growing up in the 1960s was The Wonder Years. So in the 80s, there was a lot of nostalgia for the 60s and 50s. Actually, it was like Back to the Future and everything. There was a lot. The Outsiders. There was a Stand By Me. There were like so many shows, and it's funny now. We have a lot of throwbacks going to the 80s. Cobra Kai, um, Stranger Things. It's pretty cool. I'm loving it. So funny how we all get nostalgic. I don't know if people will be nostalgic about these days 20 or 30 years from now, but all right. Maybe we'll hop into our final sprint and yeah, health coach made you watch episodes of that. Oh, that's funny. I don't see the connection for health, but maybe a specific episode or something that's funny, or you just love the Wonder Years. Wow. Um, yeah, I would have probably preferred that. I was not a big fan of school, so if somebody had me watch shows in there, I would have enjoyed that more. But yeah, gym was the only class that I liked back then. So yeah, yeah, I just was a school person, and then I ended up going back and get my master's in creative writing. I'm an International Honor Society, so who would have thought? But all right, let's. Oh, that's so funny. It was just random episodes. So Stinks. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, would have had moral messages. Uh, what decade was that in, if you don't mind me asking, that you were in school when they were doing that? And when we were growing up in the 80s, we had these after school specials. You come home and be um like about kids being peer pressure to do drugs or talk not lessons not to talk with strangers. There's all kinds of like excuse me stuff that'll scare the crap out of you. But yeah, I can't remember watching. I think, oh, you know what? One time we watched oh, what was the movie? Late high school, yeah. Oh, okay. 2006, 2007. All right. Well, that makes sense. It was probably teacher my age. Very cool. Um my one of my first my first podcasting partner when I had a podcast called Return of the 80s, that's now Gen X Journeys. He's a English teacher in high school, and he plays 80s music for his students and introduces them to that. So so yeah, it's cool to see some Gen Xers out there leading the charge. All right. Okay, we'll do another 20 minutes. We'll see how this goes. It doesn't look too promising about finishing my chapter, but that's all right. Still making progress. So we're getting there. All right. If there's anybody else on here too, good luck. And here we go. We'll see you in 20. Oh, damn it, damn it, damn it. Time is up. Oh man, I was on such a roll too. I'm tempted to knock these up to 30 minutes, but I don't know. 20 minutes seems like a good time to really focus. So maybe we'll stick with that. But I've made a bunch more progress. So yeah, this is a successful night. If anybody's out there, let me know how you did. Like I said, this has been a great, great week creatively for me and physically too. As I'm training from the marathon, I had some good runs. I'm going for a run tomorrow morning. Oh, cool. Glad you were on a roll too. Yeah, this is working out. So, yeah, I I was like mid sentence, so I think I might just finish that sentence and then call it a night. Because then what happens is um I get in the zone, and the next thing I know I'm like up way too late because then I have to get up way too early to go run in and get ready for work in the morning. So we'll see. And then we'll definitely be doing some more work on this over this week. So yeah, you know what? It is a good practice for writing a novel. There are so many similarities between running and writing. So it's crazy. I can't remember if I did an episode on that, but or if I've written about that. But yeah, there's a lot to that. Like it's kind of a solitary thing like writing, but then just like there's writing groups, we have running groups and um yeah, you get in the zone just like in running, just like you do in writing. And yep, and like we literally do writing sprints here, and and sometimes writing's a marathon. So yeah, that there are like so many that's like off the top of my head now. I know there's like a lot more, but since I do both, I'm finding a lot of metaphors between the two. So it's pretty interesting. Yeah, yeah, it's interesting that I do both. And writing about it now too. So and for my rich thinking book that I'm going to be in, my chapter is going to actually be about running, finishing my first marathon. I finished the Marine Corps marathon last October, but I made my first attempt at a marathon at the Marine Corps marathon the year before in 2024. And I didn't know that there was a cutoff time. So at a certain time, you have to cross a bridge at a certain time. And then I didn't know about it. And then when I got close to it, people stopped me and said I couldn't finish. I missed it by 7 minutes. They closed the bridge so that way traffic can start going again. So it was so frustrating. And oh, I was so mad at first, but I poured that into doing better the next time, and I focused on getting it done instead of quitting, and I was able to finish last year, and now I'm going to be doing my second marathon. And oh, you're very welcome. We come. I love doing these, even if nobody shows up. It's good for me if anybody, but I really hope that providing this space for people will be a big help. And it's a lot of fun, and the more people we have, the better it goes. So, yeah, so I love doing this, and I do it every Thursday at 7 PM, yeah, 7 AM. I'm running in the AM, but I'm writing in the PM. So it's 7 PM on Thursdays, unless I'm away. So, but I'm usually here on Thursdays. That's why I picked this night for that. So, and I hope everybody has a great weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend here in the States, and I don't get there's a lot of holidays that I don't get off, but this is one of them. So I actually have a 3-day weekend for once. So that's exciting. And Yep, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm actually gonna be going back to my hometown this weekend. It's kicking off something called Gaspee Days. It goes back. It's where the Revolutionary War pretty much started, the burning of the Gaspee. So they have an big arts and crafts fair on one of the main roads there over the weekend. So be going there, and then on June 13th they have a big parade, and before the parade they have a 5K race, and I'll be running in that. So that'll be my first race since I did the marathon. So I'm curious how it'll go running a 5K after doing a marathon. So see how much I can improve. We'll see. uh yes, I'm in Rhode Island. So, yep, I live on an island in Rhode Island, so the Quinnipiac Island, not far from Newport. Newport is like 10 minutes down the road from me. Most people know Newport and Providence if they know about Rhode Island. So, this means it kicks off the summer season, and it'll be fun getting out of my driveway now. Tourist season starts up here, so but that's okay. It's a lot of fun. It's beautiful here. I love being near the water. So, yep, and yeah, I should probably say that you can catch me on Gen X Journeys. I have a podcast, and it's also on YouTube. And I also have my Gen X Journeys on Instagram, and the Roadrunner is like my main page on Instagram as well. It's THE and then RHODE and then runner. So oh yeah. Yeah, it is beautiful here. Oh, did you go to SNH Youth? That's where, it's yeah, so the New Hampshire University, that's where I got my master's degree. It was all online, and I live, close enough, so when I graduated, I actually went to the graduation there in person, so that was pretty cool. So and like I said, like, I did not do well at school. Then after I got out of the Navy, then I went back and was disciplined, and I was able to graduate, got my associates with high honors. I got my bachelor's degree at Bryant College, now university, and now I have my master's degree. Oh, cool. Fellow penman, I think that's what they call a penman. um, oh, it looks like you got there just after I graduated in, tw- see, 2022, I believe. Yeah. It's all timey-wimey. Yeah, I went back in 2019, and I say, yeah, I went back in August of 2019, and at the time, my work was doing tuition reimbursement, and then we all know what happens in 2020, and and I kept going to school, but my work wasn't covering it anymore, so I was paying for it myself, but I wasn't gonna give up. I just kept going anyway. So I believe it was, yes, I think it was 3 years I was doing it. That was a lot, working full-time and doing classes. That was a lot of work, but it was stuff that I loved doing. So I loved getting my master's degree because it was all writing classes, and I loved that as opposed to doing algebra, math with letters. Man, that's not for me. But everything, it felt like it was appropriate for what I wanted to do with my life. So I love doing that. And yeah, SNHU was a great school. All the classes are online. They were like 10-week classes, then you get a week off, and then you get into the next class. So yeah. Um, did I give it? Um, no, I didn't know anything about doing a interview for a newsroom. I haven't hadn't heard of that. What was your major? So mine was, oh, yeah, creative writing. Yeah, yeah. I'm like second guess myself. The master's in creative writing, MFA. Like graduation was pretty cool. They did it over a couple of days too. So I think the bachelors were on one day and the masters were another day, and it was in the stadium they have there. It's a really nice area. Oh, cool. All right. So sometimes they interview people after they walk the stage. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that sounds like interesting. I didn't know about that. Oh, wow. I would have liked that. Yeah, especially, I do my podcasting, so, I love all that stuff, so okay, what time is it? Alright. I guess it's time to log off, but, thank you for joining me tonight, and if you're catching the replay, thank you, and I hope everybody has a great weekend and a great week, and yep, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.